Ari. A little girl was killed as we acted on a story called The Little Jesus. Which one's the Little Jesus? I didn't see that one.
What?
He says they killed her like a story called The Little Jesus. See that one?
Yeah. I did. Where did you leave her body?
I've drawn a map. There's a wishing well about 200 yards behind my house in Canaanite Forest. That's where the mute girl's buried. Along with 2 other people, 2 adults.
What 2 other people?
I'm getting to that.
Where are you up to?
She would wear a little beard and would go around in sandals.
Ariel, if you're reading a story to find out how a child got murdered, wouldn't it be an idea just to skip to the end of it?
Right.
Like, skip to the bit about the crown of thorns. Or skip to the bit about the cat o' nine tails. Or skip to the bit about carrying a crucifix around until her legs buckled. Or skip to the bit right after that! I'm gonna call forensics. Get them to pick up the body.
Why is there to be people like you? Do you really think we're not going to burn every last one of your stories the minute we kill you?
I've confessed to everything truthfully, just like I promised I would, and I believe you will keep my stories safe in my case file until 50 years after my death, just like you promised.
And what makes you think we'll keep our word?
Because deep down, I think you're honorable people.
Deep down! Deep down!
Would you beat me up after I finished this? I'm getting to the part where I murdered my mother and father. Thank you.
You killed your mom and dad. Well, this may seem like a ridiculous question, but why?
There's a story called The Writer and the Writer's Brother. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
Well, I kind of hate any writing that's even vaguely autobiographical. I think if you only write about the things you know, you only write about the things you know because you're too stupid to think of anything else. But The Writer and the Writer's Brother is, I suppose, the only one of my stories that isn't really fiction.
How old was she when they started?
She was 8. I was 7.
How long did they torture her for?
7 years.
And you heard it all those years?
I didn't know exactly what it was until the end, but yeah.
And then you killed your parents.
I held a pillow over each of their heads, then buried them behind the wishing well out back. I thought the wishing well was kind of apt, but anyway, that's where the mute girl's buried.
You know, your childhood could be used as a pretty decent defense in court. Could if we were going to bypass all that and shoot you, you know.
I don't want you to bypass anything. I just want you to go ahead and kill me, but to go ahead and keep my stories safe.
Well, you can certainly have trust us.
I can trust you.
How do you know you can trust me?
I don't know. There's just something about you.
Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what there is about me. There is an overwhelming and all-pervading hatred of people like you. People who put even the littlest finger on children. It wakes up with me and rides on the bus with me to work. I come in early, I make sure the bindings are clean, all the electrodes in the right order so we don't waste time. And I'll admit it, sometimes I use excessive force. And sometimes I use excessive force on an entirely innocent individual. But I'll tell you this. If an entirely innocent individual leaves this room for the outside world, they won't contemplate even raising their voice to a little kid again just in case I hear him and drag him right back in here for another load of excessive force. Now, is this behavior in an officer of the law